Welcome to Week 2 of the NFL season. The excitement is already building as fans across the country gear up for another thrilling slate of games. The energy is palpable, and nowhere is that more true than in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where football is more than just a game. It's a way of life. Thursday night brings the Washington Commanders to the iconic Lambeau Field, where they'll face off against the Green Bay Packers in a matchup that's already generating plenty of buzz. Under the bright lights and crisp autumn air, these two teams are set to battle in one of the NFL's most storied venues. Both teams enter this contest undefeated at 1-0, each coming off impressive divisional victories that have their fan bases dreaming big. With momentum on their side, both the Commanders and the Packers are eager to prove that their early success is no accident and that they belong among the league's elite. For the Packers, this is more than just another home game. It's a chance to show the football world that their Week 1 dominance wasn't a fluke, especially in front of their passionate fans. Lambeau's energy is legendary, and the crowd will be roaring from the opening kickoff to the final whistle. The Commanders, meanwhile, are led by a promising rookie quarterback who's already turning heads. This is a huge opportunity for him to make a statement on the road, in one of the league's toughest environments. If he can keep his composure and lead his team to victory, the Commanders could quickly become one of the season's biggest surprises. The atmosphere will be electric, with the famous cheeseheads in full force, braving the unpredictable Green Bay weather. From tailgates in the parking lot to the sea of green and gold in the stands, the sense of tradition and community is unmatched. Every snap will be met with thunderous cheers or groans, depending on which side you're on. This matchup pits Green Bay's high-powered, explosive offense against Washington's tough emerging defense. The big question's on everyone's mind. Can the Packers keep up their scoring pace, or will the Commanders' defense rise to the occasion and slow them down? Can the Packers' offense keep rolling, spreading the ball around and finding the end zone like they did last week? Their quarterback will need to stay sharp and avoid costly mistakes against a hungry Washington defense. Will the Commanders' rookie QB handle the pressure of a hostile crowd and a relentless Packers pass rush? His poise and decision-making will be tested like never before, and how he responds could define the outcome of the game. Who will control the game's tempo? Will it be a fast-paced shootout or a hard-fought defensive battle? The chess match between coaches and the adjustments made on the fly will be fascinating to watch. Both teams are hungry for a 2-0 start, knowing that early wins can set the tone for the rest of the season. But only one will leave Lambeau with a perfect record and a statement victory. So get ready for a classic NFL showdown under the lights, a game filled with passion, intensity, and the kind of moments that make football unforgettable. This Thursday night in Green Bay could be the spark that ignites a memorable season for one of these teams. Let's break down the betting basics for this matchup, so you can follow along and maybe even make your own picks with confidence. Sports betting can seem complicated at first, but once you understand the key terms, it all starts to make sense. The Packers are listed as 3.5-point favorites. This means that according to odds makers, they're expected to win by at least 4 points. If you bet on the Packers, they need to win by 4 or more for your bet to pay off. If they win by just 3 or lose the game, your bet doesn't win. On the other side, the Commanders are the underdogs. If you bet on Washington, your bet wins if they either win the game outright or lose by 3 points or fewer. This gives underdog bettors a little cushion, making the game more interesting even if their team doesn't win. Another popular bet is the over-under, which is set at 48.5 points for this game. This number represents the total combined points both teams are expected to score. If you think it'll be a high-scoring shootout, you'd bet the over, meaning you need 49 or more total points. If you expect a defensive battle, you'd take the under, hoping for 48 points or fewer. Odds makers don't just pick these numbers at random. They analyze a ton of data: team performance, recent injuries, weather conditions, and even which team is playing at home. All these factors help them set the spread and totals as accurately as possible. The fact that the spread is only 3.5 points shows that experts think Washington has a real shot to keep things close. It's a sign of respect for the Commanders' ability to compete, even if they're not favored to win. If you want to keep things simple, you can always bet the money line. This is the most straightforward bet. Just pick which team you think will win. No point spreads involved. For this game, the Packers are at minus 185 on the money line. That means you'd have to risk $185 to win $100 if you pick Green Bay. The Commanders are at plus 154, so a $100 bet on them would win you $154 if they pull off the upset. The bigger the plus number, the bigger the potential payout for the underdog. These odds and numbers aren't just for gamblers. They add an extra layer of excitement and insight for any fan. They show how experts see the matchup and can even spark debates among friends about which team has the edge. The spread and totals suggest we're in for a close, competitive contest, with both teams having a real chance to make things interesting right down to the final whistle. Once you understand these betting basics, spread, over-under, favorites, and money line, you'll find yourself more engaged in every play, and every point will matter just a little bit more. Most analysts are picking the Packers, and here's why. Lambeau Field is a fortress. Its crowd noise and energy rattle even veteran quarterbacks, let alone rookies like Washington's Jaden Daniels. The Packers looked sharp in Week 1, with Jordanlove commanding the offense and avoiding mistakes. Love hasn't thrown an interception in his last 8 regular season starts, showing poise and smart decision-making. Green Bay's offensive line is among the league's best, giving Love time and opening running lanes. Their Week 1 win over Detroit showed a team that's well-coached and ready for big moments. Experts believe this combination of home field advantage, quarterback play, and line strength gives the Packers the edge. If they protect Love and play clean football, Green Bay should control the game. That's why the Packers are the favorites in this matchup. The stats back up the Packers' status as favorites. Their offense was explosive in Week 1, but their defense was just as impressive, pressuring quarterbacks and shutting down the run. Jordan Love's streak of turnover-free games means Green Bay rarely gives opponents extra chances. The Commanders' defense, meanwhile, struggled to create turnovers last season and failed to force any in Week 1. That's a problem against a team that already protects the ball so well. The Packers' offensive line is dominant, excelling in both pass protection and run blocking. If they neutralize Washington's pass rush, it could be a long night for the Commanders' secondary. Controlling the line of scrimmage is often where games are won, and the numbers say Green Bay has the advantage. All signs point to a balanced, disciplined Packers team. Don't count out the Commanders. There are real reasons they could pull off an upset. This team has been overlooked by many, but they thrive in the underdog role. With a chip on their shoulder and something to prove, Washington is hungry for respect and ready to make a statement. Their defensive line is loaded with talent and can disrupt even the best offenses. Anchored by a group of relentless pass rushers and run stoppers, the Commanders' front four is capable of changing the momentum of a game in a single series. They're physical, aggressive, and play with a sense of urgency that's hard to match. In Week 1, they constantly pressured the quarterback, even without recording a sack. Their ability to collapse the pocket forced hurried throws and disrupted the opposing offense's rhythm. That kind of pressure can lead to turnovers and big plays for the defense. Washington's run game is a major weapon, racking up 220 yards against the Giants and controlling the clock. Brian Robinson Jr. and the rest of the backfield have shown they can break tackles and pick up tough yards, keeping drives alive and wearing down defenses. A strong ground attack helps their rookie QB and keeps Green Bay's offense off the field. By dominating time of possession, the Commanders can dictate the pace of the game and limit the opportunities for their opponents to score. New head coach Dan Quinn brings defensive expertise and unpredictability, with a new offensive system that's tough to scout. His experience and leadership have already started to reshape the team's identity, making them more disciplined and creative on both sides of the ball. Early in the season, that element of surprise can be a big advantage. Opponents haven't seen all of Washington's new wrinkles yet, and that unpredictability could catch even the best teams off guard. The Commanders are motivated underdogs, eager to prove they belong on the national stage. They're playing with passion and intensity, determined to show that they can compete with anyone in the league. Their us-against-the-world mentality could fuel a spirited performance. When a team believes in itself and plays for each other, they can overcome the odds and surprise everyone watching. If they execute, Washington has the tools to make this a real fight. With a balanced attack, a tough defense, and a fearless attitude, the Commanders could turn this matchup into one of the season's biggest surprises. Washington's formula for an upset is clear defense and a punishing run game. Their defensive line generated 22 quarterback pressures in Week 1, second most in the NFL. Players like Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne create constant problems for opposing lines. If they can disrupt Jordanlove, it could swing the game. On offense, the Commanders' 220 rushing yards show a commitment to physical football. Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson give them a versatile backfield that can wear down defenses. A strong run game keeps the Packers' offense on the sideline and eases the pressure on rookie QB Jayden Daniels. It also sets up play-action passes and one-on-one matchups for receivers. This classic recipe, dominant defense and ball control, gives Washington a real shot on the road. If they win in the trenches, the Commanders can dictate the game's pace. All eyes are on Jayden Daniels, Washington's rookie quarterback and the second overall pick. His mobility makes him a dual threat. He can escape pressure and pick up big yards with his legs. That X factor forces defenses to make tough choices and can lead to explosive plays. In his debut, Daniels showed poise, making key throws and extending drives with his athleticism. This game is his first big test on a national stage, facing a tough defense and a hostile crowd. If he stays calm and makes smart decisions, he could be the difference maker. The Packers will try to confuse him with blitzes and crowd noise, but Daniels' ability to improvise is hard to prepare for. His performance is the wild card. If he shines, Washington's upset chances skyrocket. This is the kind of night where stars are born. The experts overwhelmingly pick the Packers, but expect a close game. NFL.com's panel and other analysts all predict a Green Bay win, citing their Week 1 performance and home field advantage. Predicted scores are tight. Most have the Packers winning by 4 to 6 points. That matches the betting spread and shows respect for Washington's ability to keep it close. Even respected writers like Sam Farmer see a narrow Packers victory, with the Commanders pushing them to the end. The consensus Green Bay is the logical pick, but no one expects a blowout. Washington's defense and run game make this a potential nail-biter. Expect a dramatic finish that could be decided in the fourth quarter. Here's what to watch for in this Thursday night showdown. The Packers are favorites, with a sharp offense, strong line, and home field advantage. The Commanders counter with a disruptive defensive line, a powerful run game, and a dynamic rookie quarterback. The key battles: Packers O-line versus Commanders D-line, and Jayden Daniels versus the Lambeau crowd. If Washington can pressure Love and control the clock, they have a real shot. If Green Bay protects the ball and keeps Daniels in check, they should prevail. Experts predict a close, physical contest, likely decided by a single score. Will the Packers defend their turf, or will the Commanders announce themselves as contenders? One thing's certain, this is must-watch football to kick off Week 2. Tune in Thursday night to see which team rises to the occasion.